Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a great day. I've been doing some work between episodes, laying a couple things out. I've laid out this chunk of the wall to connect up with this chunk of the wall. So this is going to be walled off. This will be a little section of the castle. I still need to lay out this section, and obviously I still need to build the wall itself. But I think the first thing that I want to do in today's episode is I want to get rid of this. This was Cleo's Christmas present. It played... I think it played We Wish You a Merry Christmas. It played some Christmas carol, and it was amazing and awesome. But now, unfortunately, the redstone is broken, and it's just a giant sandstone block. So as cool as it was, it doesn't work anymore. I don't know how to fix it, and it's sitting directly outside of my walls and not looking very pretty at the moment. So first thing I'm going to do is clear this thing out. What do the guts of this look like? Basically just note blocks and redstone. Okay, easy enough. This shouldn't take me too long. Let me get to it. All right, guys, I am back, and it's gone. All gone. Taken care of. We've done away with it. It's finished. So, now that that's finished, I think what I want to do is... I don't really want to start doing tons of stuff with the walls. A lot of these walls are going to be very kind of like... it's going to be a process, a gradual thing over time. We'll get there. I think I can get rid of this because I was originally planning on having like a double wall here surrounding the keep, but I think I've kind of changed my mind on that a little bit. I don't know exactly how I want to do this bit here, but I will sort that out in a future episode, I think. Anyway, so let's start figuring out some of the stuff for this area here. And I don't know exactly what I want this area to be. I do know that I still need to fill in all of this grass with cobblestone. So that needs to be a thing that gets done. And in fact, I could probably start doing some of that right now. But I don't know if I really feel like just doing a bunch of menial, boring stuff right at the moment. So, I don't know. Then again, building up this wall could be really good, because then it'll give us kind of a better feel of how this space is going to be. You know what I mean? It'll give us kind of a better idea of the atmosphere of this space. And I don't know what we want to put over here. That's still a decision that I need to make. Part of me wants to do, like, this is kind of in some ways like the industrial area. You know, we've got like our super smelter over here, which I just realized is running for like no apparent reason. What were we cooking? Ah, steak. My favorite. Anyway, we've got our super smelter over here. We've got our cactus farm over here. There's a couple other farms over in this area. This is kind of in many ways sort of like the industrial area of the castle. So maybe what I should do is do a little bit of research into like what kind of industry there would be in like a historical medieval castle town. Because obviously you'd have shops, right? You'd have like your butcher and your bakery and your blacksmith and like all that kind of stuff. You'd have all of that, but I'm trying to think like what other types of industry you would have that would require like their own kind of building, right? Like their own sort of designated thing. And I don't know. The other option would be we could just make this into more houses, and that would be a viable option as well, to do some houses over here. And then just have a couple of these sort of industrial buildings mixed in. Like that, I think, would also be perfectly acceptable. I don't know. Tell you what, in the meantime, why don't I start working on these walls a bit and getting these all taken care of? I'll be back with you in just a bit. All right, guys, I am back. I've been working on the walls for probably about an hour or so. And I always forget like how long it takes to make these walls. It's a fairly time-consuming thing. Like I don't think about it until the time comes, and then I'm like, oh, hey, look, an hour has passed and I didn't even realize it. But anyway, I'm working on these. I'm making progress. We're getting there, you know, slowly, but we're getting there. Still a lot left to do. I still need to get all the crenellations and the machicolations and all that other kind of good stuff. And I also need to get this tower done. And it's actually been like forever since I built one of these towers, but it's going to end up looking pretty much exactly like these towers right here. So I'll have a template that I can use to keep it fairly simple. However, it is about 3:20 in the morning for me right now, and my eyes are starting to get heavy, so I think it's time for me to call it a night. I will pick this up in the morning, and I'll sleep on exactly what it is that we should do with this area. All right, guys, I am back. It's the next day. I've had a sleep, woke up, had some coffee while I was caffeinating, so to speak. I decided to do some more work on the walls. So I got this tower done, I got these walls all finished up, and I've decided what I want to do with this area here. I think this is going to be kind of a courtyard, and I think I'm going to put a military barracks here. I think this is going to be kind of the barracks area where the soldiers that guard the castle would live. So I'm thinking it would be really cool if we kind of used most of this whole central area right here, and it would also be very cool if the barracks actually connected directly into the walls. So if there was, if the alarm was sounded or whatever, the soldiers could just run right out onto the battlements on the walls and help defend the city or whatever. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just filling in this whole area, replacing all of what was grass with cobblestone, because we're going to ultimately have that kind of like pavement stone mix that we've used throughout the rest of the castle. And you guys have seen me do that several times. The first step is just basically just laying down one giant blob of cobblestone, and then we go through and we add, the andesite, the stone slabs, and all that other kind of stuff to it to give us that nice mix. But once I've got this down, then I'll be able to start kind of figuring out how I want the barracks to be laid out, and like the design there and all that kind of stuff. I haven't really thought about it too much, like as far as the specific details. I've just kind of got like a general sort of let's build a barracks type idea. Haven't really thought about like how it's going to end up looking or anything like that. So while I'm doing all of this, which is a fairly time-consuming thing, I think I've been working on this now for a couple hours today already. While I'm working on this, I'm going to start thinking about that barracks and how I'm going to want it to look and all that kind of stuff. But I do have a lot of filling in left to do, as you can see. Lots of holes to fill here and all that kind of stuff. So let me get to it, guys. I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. I've got all the cobblestone laid down. We'll go back and we'll do the texture variation on it later. This kind of mix right here. We'll end up doing that all along this area and out here into this big courtyard and everything. But I want to start working on this barracks. I've got this kind of idea. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. So I'm thinking, like right here, we're going to have a little bit of the wall that kind of comes out, and this is ultimately going to be a staircase that leads up to the top of the wall, and it's basically just going to be like built into the wall itself. So let's kind of build all of this up like so. We'll just kind of get it all the way up to, I guess we probably just bring it up like all the way, don't we? Probably all the way up to here for the time being. That should do the trick, I think. We'll take a look at this in just a minute. But what I'm thinking is we'll build up this little section. This will be a staircase that ultimately leads up onto the main walls. And then what we'll do is once we've got that in place, we'll build the barracks kind of coming out of this and incorporate this little bit into the barracks buildings. Like, I think when all is said and done, it's going to end up looking pretty cool. We're going to end up changing parts of this wall as well. Like, we'll bring this bit around here, these, the ramparts here, the crenellations and the machicolations and all this stuff, this is all going to disappear. And we'll just kind of bring this down like so. This will end up all being spruce wood again to kind of emphasize that this bit sort of sticks out a little bit. So when you look at it from above, you'll see the staircase kind of coming up. And then we'll have probably stone stairs coming out like so, I'm thinking. So we'll basically move these crenellations out to this part. I don't know if I'm going to have enough stone stairs here, but we're going to try and just see. I might be... Nope, I've got just enough. Good, good, good. Okay, awesome. So then let's just real quick... I'm not going to do all of this at the moment, but we'll just kind of mark those out to make it easy on me later. Okay, good. So then we know that this is going to be a staircase that leads up. For the moment, let's just put a couple torches down here and let's just knock a hole in the wall so I can get through. Okay, and you can kind of see there how that's going to look sort of sticking out right here. Then we're going to want to lay out the actual barracks buildings themselves. And this is another kind of part where I'm like, how exactly do I want to do this? So, is it really almost night? It's really almost night. Figures. I've got some decisions to make. Part of me wants to do the barracks in a very kind of residential style, much like we've done with all the shops and homes and all that kind of good stuff. But then I think, I know that I definitely want walls kind of surrounding the barracks area. So like the barracks will be kind of self-contained a little bit, sort of. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll show you momentarily as soon as I'm done sleeping. There we go. So let's start by laying out those walls, I think. I know that I want the walls to come out farther than this, because we're going to have, like, the residential part, right? Like, it's going to have a house kind of sticking out of this thing. Well, or a building, a residence. I don't know if you necessarily refer to it as a house, but I know what I mean. And then I'm thinking, like, right here, we'll bring out walls. And these walls will come out to probably about here or so, roughly. And I think these walls are going to end up being 3 thick. So they won't be as thick as the outer walls, and they're not going to be as tall as the outer walls either. But we will have little walls here. And then they will basically go into like a 5x5 tower right here, right? And then this will kind of cut over here, like so. Ooh. And sort of mark out the courtyard area. And then there'll be a gate somewhere in here. And I'm not counting this exactly at the moment. Got a little bit of a problem here. I suppose... Ah, man. That would not leave a whole lot of space to get through here, but that might be okay. That is not 5x5. There we go. Let's try something like this, maybe. So we have a little tower here, a little tower here. This would kind of come out and would go maybe... Could we just run this directly in? Like... I suppose we probably could. Like, we could scoot this whole thing over one more block. Right? That would still give us our 3 wide walls, and that would also give us a little bit more space over here, which I think would be good, because then you'd be able to get into our smeltery over there a bit easier. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so then we need to figure out, is there a center point? And this becomes a problem, so let's actually scoot this over one more so that this bit here, this front part, becomes an odd number. Because then we'll have a center point to put the gate, and again, it'll give us even a little bit more space over here, which is good. Because we don't want this, we want you to be able to kind of get through here and get into our super smeltery. So now we have an odd number here. And just looking at this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this block should be our center point, right? No, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so this is our center point right here. This block. And then we can just get rid of these kind of marker blocks. And we know that this will be our gate. And we'll probably have it be like a 5-wide gate. Like so. That seems good. And that'll go out into the courtyard. And this will be kind of like an arched gate. So then, let's see if this is an odd number. And that one is. That's good. That's very good. And then let's see if this over here is an odd number. And it's not, but I don't think that'll be as big of a deal because this is running into this wall right here. So that should still be okay. Like that shouldn't be a problem. I think this will be fine. Okay, so now let's kind of build these up a bit. And I think we'll work kind of on the walls today. And then maybe in the next episode, we'll tackle the actual like barracks area. So let's go like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's just go across to kind of mark out, like, this is the area of the gate, right? Something like that. And we'll kind of bring that up as well. Do. And then here, like so. Okay, good. Now, let's throw a stone brick stair here and here and here and here. Kind of mark that out. Probably want to do slabs like so. So this is essentially going to be our passageway, right? Like this will be our gate into this area. And we can kind of do something like this, I think. I don't know if we're going to want to use stone for the top of this, though. We may want to use spruce instead. I'll have to think about that. But either way, it's fine. I think this is a good height for the walls, though, because it's not too tall. Like, it's certainly not as tall as the outer walls, which is one thing we want to maintain. We don't want these walls to be as tall as the outer walls. But it's also not, like, super, super tiny either. I think this is a pretty good height for us to be working with here. You know, it's definitely tall enough that you'll see them and that they'll stand out, and that's what we want. So let's just kind of build all of this up. There we go. That looks good. We've got our gateway there. We can add more detail and stuff to this later, but for now, this seems fine. And that'll go up here. So then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would essentially go up to this height. right here. And then we can just build this whole thing over. We're going to use stone brick. We might change this up later. We might decide that we want to add like some sort of a design here of some sort. But for now, I just want to get kind of the basic shape and everything done. So let's go. Probably should put some torches down in here just to keep anything from spawning. I don't think that these walls are going to be big enough for us to actually like do anything with the interior of them, although it is possible that maybe once we design the barracks, we'll incorporate the walls into like the space for the barracks. So like that could happen. I don't know. We'll see. I'll worry about that once we get to the actual like let's build the barracks part of this build. But let's kind of get all of this built up. Bring this around. And we got to come up with a tower design. I don't want anything too complicated. In fact, I might not even like really bring this up any higher. I might just put a roof on it and call it good. That's an interesting thought. And one that in some ways I really kind of like. We'll just kind of mirror this over here. Oh, misplaced a couple, but that's fine. You can get torn out. That all seems good. We can build this down. How am I doing on stone brick? It's plenty. I've got tons of it. We're good. That'll go here. That one will come down. This will come over. And then we just... if I could please place blocks. Like, I know it's something that I've had hundreds of hours of practice doing. You'd think by now block placing would be like second nature to me. But no, sometimes, even to this day, I still just cannot place blocks the way that I want to. Okay, that seems acceptable. This seems decent. Why does this not look the same? I'm very confused. Because something here is messed up. What happened? Like, this is the wrong size? How did I don't know what in the world I did here, but this is definitely not right. We should ultimately have a 3x3 center. So, like, this actually needs to come in one. I somehow made this much bigger than I had intended to. I don't know. Tell you what, let me get these walls kind of built up here. Let me get the structural part of them done. Let me get a nap taken. I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. I've got at least the structural elements of the wall in place here, so we've got this all done. I did have to kind of scoot this over a little bit more, but I think it's fine. I added a little bit of a portcullis here, and I just put a random stairway here so I can get up on top of the wall. So I think the next thing I want to do is figure out how I want to do the roof on this wall. Because I do want to have it be covered, but I don't know if there's a good way to do that without it looking really bad when it runs into that wall. Unless we lower the whole thing by 1 block, which could actually work. Because if we lowered the whole thing, let's check this out. Because this is really where it needs to. This is the problem area right here. This little chunk, and we could lower it. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would be fine. So let's just think. If we had 1, 2. Yeah. This would totally work. So basically, my thinking here is that we are going to essentially run like a roof along the exterior portion of this. So everything is all covered. And when it's all said and done, I think it'll look pretty good. We're going to have to redo kind of little chunks of this, like this portcullis and the shape of the gate and, you know, some of those kind of smaller details. But overall, I think this will be fine. So let me grab some dark oak and let's make some dark oak stairs and some dark oak slabs. Let's make some more dark oak stairs. That should be fine for the moment. At least fine enough for us to get kind of a feel of how this is going to ultimately look. So we need to figure out our spacing. Like, we've got some other kind of smaller issues to deal with here, but I think we can make this happen. So let's say here, 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 and here. Dang it. I fell. Do I have spruce slabs by any chance? I do. Sweet. I'm going to grab some of those real quick. And we're going to make this a little bit easier on ourselves by filling in part of this wall. This all needs to get filled in because it's becoming a problem. I have fallen into this wall. So we'll never speak of this again. Yeah, I'm just going to fill this in because I know myself and I will continue to fall into it if I leave it be. So we're just going to do it this way. I also see that I need to put in a torch or something right there, or we're going to have like a mob farm inside the walls. There we go. That should be good. And then let's build up these little posts, because this is what the roof is actually going to sit on top of right here. So we'll go there. Now, if we go every 2 blocks, will that work? Not there, but we could go 2 and here. And then the last one would connect here. And I think that would be fine. So we'll say 2, 2 here and here. And then let's just throw down some torches on top of this whole thing. That also needs to be a thing there, like so, whatever. Okay. Now, here's the fun part. So now that we have our spacing figured out, we're going to add these fence posts up to 2 high like that. And then we're going to have to put the actual roof on top of it. And I'm thinking like kind of a triangle roof, but not like a perfect triangle. It's going to be more of kind of a funky shape than that. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute here. So we're going to need a few things. We're going to need... Actually, the easiest way to do this might be to start on the wall, because then we'd have a thing to stand on. Yeah. Actually, I have a better idea than what I originally planned to do here. So let's land right here. And what I want is a row of dark oak slabs coming over like so. And then we want the same thing here. And this is going to be a key part of our roof. So we'll do that. Now that we have that bit done, and that also makes it so that you can't like fall off because you're not tall enough. But now we can just build up a pillar here, grab dark oak stairs, and go like so. We can do that one later. But my thinking is to get our roof shape kind of like this. This actually might not work as well as I had thought, because I was going to have a shape like that. But that's going to look really not good. Now that I'm kind of looking at this, I don't like it. All right, let's switch this up. It's an easy fix. It's a very, very easy fix. Instead of going with a stair here, we'll just go with more slabs. And that'll take care of the issue. Because then we'll go here, here, here. And then we just need to build this whole thing across. It'll be a very gradual slope, but it'll get the job done. And that's the important thing. And will give us this nice kind of covered roof over top the walls, right? So something like this. And if we look at that from down here, that looks perfectly acceptable to me. I'm good with that. If we look at it from... Please fly. You can do it. There we go. If we look at that from up here, from a distance... Yep, that'll still totally work. We'll have a roof, a covered section. Why did I... Elytra? Are you, like, not... Why is my Elytra not working at the moment? I'm very confused. Oh, well, it's fine. We'll sort it out. So, let's go up. Let's see. Here, we'll have to build this bit out. We'll have to do the same right here, because we want to kind of have sort of an even bit, right? Yeah, this one here. But this part is going to end up coming up. So we can leave those ones the way they were. And now it's just a matter of getting more slabs, I think. So let's grab some more dark oak logs. Go there and just say, I want like all the dark oak slabs. Just give me all of them. That should be good. And then we'll have a way up onto these walls, but it's not gonna... What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on this one. There we go. We'll fill those in later, once we actually have the rest of this all kind of shaped out. So now I need a way up here. Let's kind of go there. There. We actually know that these guys are going to be slabs like so. So we can go here, here, here. And then ultimately what we're doing is building up that one would go here and here. We would bring this bit across like so. And over this way like so, right? Then this would connect up here. I'm just trying to like think about how this is going to ultimately look from the inside. And it's a little bit trickier than you might think, because we want to give it a very specific like shape here. So we've got an L shape here. Let's see. So where's our... Wait a minute. Why? Oh, right, because I'm looking at the wrong bits. I mean, I suppose we could just go like here, here. We could end up doing something very simple like this. And that would probably just get the job done. Right? To do it like so. Maybe we go here, 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 here. Build up to a plus like this. Maybe we end up doing it like that. And then we'd go here and here, perhaps. Something like that to these bits that kind of stick out beyond. That might work. And then it's just a matter of making sure that all of this lines up, and it should. Yeah, it totally will. because this happens to be the right dimensions for us to essentially repeat this same bit here. This would kind of come out. This would kind of come out like so. We'll just bring it over like this far, I think. That's probably good enough for now to get the general feel of it, right? We don't necessarily need to do this entire thing. This is going to have to be reworked as well because we're going to want something else here. Maybe it would be totally fine to not do spruce coming across all the way. But for now, I'm going to do spruce coming across all the way. And now we can check this out and see how that looks. Looks fine from down here, I think. That looks a little funky. We may need to rework that. We'll get a better idea when we look up here. What do we think? Yeah, that needs a rework for sure. I think I see how I want to rework it, though, and it shouldn't be difficult. I think all we really need to do is go UU. Basically turn these into, like, L's, right? So it ends up being more of like a rounded shape. Maybe we don't even want that one. Maybe we just want to leave it like that and call that good. I think that'll look better from a distance. Maybe. I'll have to play around with it. Unfortunately, though, guys, I think I am pretty much out of time for this episode, so I'll have to finish this up next time. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. Guys, if you have enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.